will be discussed in Brussels, as recalled by the Ecuadorian head of state, Rafael Correa, who is the current chairman of the SADC group of nations. President Correa recalled that this area now needs much more than the usual donations for specific small projects, but a new type of cooperation, technology transfer, investments, and a more just commercial system. Europe, too, has undergone changes after the 2008 financial crisis, which revealed the shortcomings of a model based on economic issues that do not take into account the concurrent political and human issues, and which does not solve the huge differences between the Union's member nations that are the root of serious turbulences in Greece, Italy, Spain, and Portugal. After years of growth resulting from the so-called welfare state, Europe is now living with austerity programs, with highly negative impacts on the real value of salaries and pensions, with tax increases and the expansion of unemployment. The forthcoming meeting between the European Union and the Community of Latin American and Caribbean states will cover such important world threats as drug trafficking, corruption, terrorism, and extreme ideologies, the latter currently emerging in some European countries. This will be an important meeting to chart future relations between both sides of the Atlantic Ocean and host to integrationist mechanisms of the most diverse natures. On the eastern side, the emphasis is placed on financial and entrepreneurial interests, while on this side of the divide, the goal is in solving the needs of the most vulnerable and deprived sectors of the population. For Radio Havana Cuba, this has been a commentary by Gilman Jones.
The impact of climate change in the world increases every year. Temperatures rise, rainfall patterns vary, icebergs and snow melt, and average sea level increases.
If we do not act quickly, environment degradation will get worse and cause greater global issues. Climate change, common challenge to the world. 18 minutes after the hour, and you turn to Radio Havana Cuba. Thanks for joining us on this Monday. A meeting of working commissions of Latino, the Latin American Parliament, wrapped up over the weekend here in Havana. For more, here's Maria Luisa Hitler.
Thanks. Commissions of the Latin American Parliament, Latino, over the weekend approved the Declaration of Havana. They talked about the Latin American Parliament on the occasion of the meeting of the Commissions of Health, Gender Equality, Children and Youth held here in Havana. The commissions declared their satisfaction with the recent decision of the government of the United States to withdraw Cuba from the list of sponsors of terrorism, which should never have existed. The decision that opens up the opportunity for the Caribbean country to be a candidate for a financial and commercial, stable and fair relationship with various international agencies and multinational corporations called for the elimination of the commercial and financial blockade that is still in place. The President of the Health Commission of the Latin American Parliament, Dr. Luis Velázquez, gave us his opinion.
Yo considero que ha sido 2 días de intenso trabajo.
I think it has been 2 days of intense work. We discussed issues of extraordinary importance for the area of Latin America and the Caribbean. We need to continue improving health conditions. We recalled that over 30% of people in Latin America and the Caribbean do not have access to health systems due to economic issues. It passed a resolution to recognize the work of the Cuban medical brigade, especially the Henry River Brigade, in the fight against Ebola. In turn, the request of other lawmakers from different countries, Cuba was recognized not only for this, but also for its work for many years of international solidarity in different countries of Latin America and the world to combat a larger number of diseases, not only Ebola, as I said, but also of other significant diseases worldwide. We believe that this has been very important, very crucial. We just signed the Declaration of Havana, where the approval of the committees of Latino is expressed on the removal of Cuba from the list of state sponsors of terrorism. Thus, we welcome the state's decision to exclude Cuba from that list, which we consider very important.
Many important issues were discussed in the areas of health, epidemiological topics, and other issues. The decisive role of Cuba in health matters was highlighted as an example for the world. The Latin American Parliament is working for all countries to include health as a right of the people. You were listening to the words of Dr. Luis Velázquez, President of the Health Commission of the Latin American Parliament, Latino. From Radio Havana, Cuba, this is Maria Luisa Jorge.
Thanks, Maria Luisa. Maria Luisa Jorge with that report here on Radio Havana, Cuba. It's about 21 minutes past the hour here on RH. Radio Havana, Cuba calls on its listeners to just take a minute to answer these 4 questions. Do you listen to us on the radio or on the internet? Where are you located? What shows do you listen to? And what would you suggest to improve our programming? Once again, do you listen to us on the radio or on the internet? Where are you? What shows do you listen to? And what do you suggest to improve our programming here on Radio Havana, Cuba? Send your answers to radiohcenglish@gmail.com. Once again, that's radiohcenglish@gmail.com. Radio Havana, Cuba, your shortwave radio station here in the heart of the Caribbean. Time now for our sports report. Here he is, the sports guy himself. It's Eduardo Gonzalez. Eduardo. Folks, Cuba defeated Dominican Republic 3-1 on the final date of the NORSEC Women's Final Four Cup